and have plenty of fun along the way.
Steve, you were so right about that.
I don't know if anybody else thinks we're funny, but I think we're funny.
Why are you putting us or we into this?
The leadoff spot, weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
Blue Jays fans, your manager, John Schneider, joins MLB Network Radio every other Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern.
A lot of these young guys are comfortable playing with one another from the minor leagues and understanding that they're in the big leagues now and expectations are a little bit different. So it has been cool to see that kind of shift in energy.
Managers at the mic on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89 and the SiriusXM app.
Hello, Blue Jay fans. I'm Craig Ballard, host of your daily Locked On Blue Jays podcast. Locked On Blue Jays is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Locked On Blue Jays brings you the latest Blue Jays news and analysis and breaks down all of the action. Locked On Blue Jays is everything a Blue Jays fan could want, all in a 30-minute daily podcast. Download Locked On Blue Jays right now on the SXM app, available with all trials and popular plans, or wherever you get your podcasts. Search Locked On Blue Jays.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM. Let's go, man! We're back on the track Saturday,
6:30 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Coke Zero Sugar 400
from Daytona International Speedway on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the SiriusXM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yes!
If you love golf, then you should never turn off SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio. Our hosts have the best takes.
Tiger's impact on the game of golf, aside from how good he was at it, was something that I don't think we'll ever see again.
Talk to the biggest guests.
Scotty, you've had a year to celebrate.
This year, I've just seen a lot of good results.
And can even help you with your own game.
Take the club and at address, open it up.
It's all golf, all the time. On SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio, Channel 92 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
Nothing matches the passion, the excitement, the history-making moments of college sports. And nobody takes you inside the greatest campuses and stadiums across the country like SiriusXM College Sports Radio. Listen to all of the play-by-play action, expert analysis, and in-depth interviews with your favorite team. No matter the season, we have something for you. Your home for all things college sports is on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Fantasy football players, learn winning strategies right now on Fantasy Sports Radio to help you draft a winning team on Channel 87 and on the SiriusXM app.
This, what's not to love?
Ooh, nailed it. Right now, get Ford employee pricing on virtually all 2024 Ford vehicles. For details, visit your Toronto area Ford store or Ford.ca.
This
slams the ball to right field, way back, way gone!
Is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Low rounding and heading for second to throw. In time!
On the Sportsnet Radio Network.
A heroic comeback. That's what the Blue Jays did yesterday, erasing a 4-0 deficit and homering twice in the ninth to win 5-4. Another win today, and the Blue Jays take this 4-game set. Hi, and welcome to a sunny day at Rogers Center. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali is our host. Nick Blackmore is our producer. Luke Swadron and Tom Young are our technical directors. Toronto Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in El Monte and Carleton Place, Ontario. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com, Canada's #1 rust protection. While the baby Blue Jays bats are stealing the headlines, an emerging starter takes the mound today. Reigning American League Player of the Week, Bowden Francis tries to dominate the Angels for a second time in less than 2 weeks. Carson Fulmer goes on the other side for LA with first pitch coming next. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, streaming at sportsnet.ca, the Sportsnet app, and across the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Blue Jays matchup against the Angels. Please take a moment and make sure you have hit that like button down below. We really appreciate every single like. The more likes we get, the more people we have to hang out with us during this baseball game. So please take a second and hit that thumbs up. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. I do check the numbers every single day to see how we're trending, and we are trending up, so much appreciated. Now let's get back to the baseball. Let's go Blue Jays. Let's finish strong. Let's take care of the Angels.
For a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. I dare say, folks, inflation stands no chance against this all-star. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for fixed-rate pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca. Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's Building Centre. Visit timbermart.ca.
SiriusXM NFL Radio hit the road for a special town hall with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
Bruce Murray and Alex Smith talk to the Super Bowl champions, including Coach Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, as they get ready to defend their title.
Day-by-day process of just getting better. Guys want to be great, and I think that's the best thing about it.
Hear this exclusive SiriusXM NFL Radio town hall from Kansas City Chiefs training camp anytime on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Scotty Scheffler is the Masters champion.
The biggest events in golf are on PGA Tour Radio, Channel 92 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
Radio Network.
2-1. Loperfido hits it in the air. Left center field. Pilar going back at the track. The ball is gone. And now he swings at the next one and drives it. This one's going to stay fair. Ball game. Ball game. Addison Barger goes back-to-back with Joey Loperfido, and the Blue Jays young stars walk it off.
That was great. You know, that was really cool. Kind of flipped the script from, a couple days ago where you get down early and you kind of peck away. Great swing from Joey, great at bat from Barge. That was cool. It's something that, Barge will remember that. Joey will remember that swing. Unbelievable night from Joey all around. But yeah, it was cool. The guys had fun in there.
That was Blue Jays manager John Schneider talking after the game yesterday. A 5-4 win for the Blue Jays. Back at Rogers Center for Game 3 of this series, I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. And Chris, there have been, even in a tough season, a lot of great games this year, entertainment-wise. That might be right at the top, though, coming back from down 4-0 to win in the ninth, 5-4.
Yeah, I always say it doesn't really matter how a season is going. An exciting game is still an exciting game. Last night's game was incredible. From start to finish, the Blue Jays were down 4-0, and they kind of crept their way back into that game. And then, of course, Joey Loperfido with the opposite field homer. And then Addison Barger hitting that ball down the line about 10 feet foul. Let's not forget that. And then on the very next pitch, a hanging changeup from Contreras drilled that thing out of here. That was a very exciting game.
It's helped the Blue Jays now win 3 out of their last 4. Let's take a look at the Bet365 standings before we get into this one. Download the Bet365 app for today's baseball odds and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. The Blue Jays are 61-68, 15 games back of the 76-53 New York Yankees, who lead the AL East. The Los Angeles Angels 54-75, 15.5 back of the AL West leading Houston Astros. The Angels will try and salvage a little bit in this series and still give themselves a chance to split it if they can win today. Who's in the lineup today, Chris, for Ron Washington's team?
Well, leading off for the Los Angeles Angels is Taylor Ward. He'll be in left field. At shortstop is Zach Neto. He'll bat second. Batting third is former Jay Kevin Pillar. He'll be in center field. In the cleanup spot is Anthony Rendon. He'll be at third. DHing is Matt Theis. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth is Logan O'Hoppe. He'll be behind the plate. In right field is Joe Adell. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth is former Jay Brandon Drury. He'll be at second base. And batting ninth is Nico Cavadas. He'll be at first base. On the mound for the Angels is Carson Fulmer. And for the Blue Jays, leading off is Ernie Clement. He'll be at third base. Batting second is Dalton Varsho. He'll be in center field. At first base is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He'll bat third. In the cleanup spot is Spencer Horwitz. He'll be DH today. In left field is Joey Loperfido. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth is Leo Jimenez. He'll be at shortstop. Batting seventh is Addison Barger. He'll be in right field. At second base, Davis Schneider. He'll bat eighth. And batting ninth is Brian Servin. He's behind the plate. On the mound is Bowden Francis.
The American League Player of the Week. Francis getting loose right now for the Blue Jays, about to make his 8th start of the season and his 22nd appearance overall. 6-3 with a .438 earned run average, and it was just 12 days ago that he went 7 innings, allowed only 1 hit and 1 run while walking none and striking out 8 against the Los Angeles Angels.
Well, I hate to be a downer, but these Angels have a better scouting report now. Bowden Francis will have to make better pitches. He'll have to throw that split finger strategically now. They know that he throws it a lot more than that previous scouting report had. He has to locate the fastball up and in, and then locate that split finger down and away. But that's a new pitch that I really, really like. He'll just have to be a little bit more crafty today against the Angels.
Yeah, this was something you and I were talking about before the broadcast started, is Francis has been phenomenal recently, but he's added a new pitch and surprised some teams probably. This will be at least a little bit of a test on what it'll look like now that teams know the splitter is a part of his mix. Taylor Ward is going to lead off for the Angels today. Zach Neto and Kevin Pillar to bat in this first. Blue Jays in their baby blue jerseys and pants. It's the red jerseys for the Angels with gray pants. Ward, a right-handed hitter, stares out at Francis. 6'5" righty, winds slowly, and the pitch. Fastball hit foul on a line. 0-1. Time of the first pitch today is 3:08 Eastern. It's a beautiful day in downtown Toronto. 25 degrees, just a couple streaky clouds across the sky, but very, very nice day and sun shining all over the diamond. 0-1. Swing and a foul off to the right, 0-2.
This is a very California type day.
You are good authority on
24, 25 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. I'm sure the Angels are thinking, feels like we're at home right now.
It's no wonder all those people seem to move to California. I take this all the time. Francis, a native of North Florida, back on the rubber, and is 0-2 to Ward. Caught him looking, strike 3. Left the splitter up, but it fooled Ward, and that's a 3-pitch strikeout to start Francis's day.
Yeah, that wasn't a great split finger. Started above the strike zone. You want that thing to start at the bottom of the strike zone, but it obviously fooled Taylor Ward. He thought that was going to be a ball, and it just dropped into the strike zone.
Strikeout call was made by crew chief and home plate ump Doug Eddings. It's Gabe Morales at first, Edwin Jimenez at second, and Ryan Additon at third. Pitch to Zach Neto. Freezes him with another non-fastball, this time the slider for strike 1. Four-seamer, splitter, curve, and slider for the righty Francis. Neto crowds the plate from the right side. The 0-1. Swing and a bouncer back behind him, 0-2.
And now you have Zach Neto thinking he's probably going to throw a split finger. This is where you play with the hitters a little bit. If Bowden Francis throws that heater above the strike zone, I can guarantee that Neto's going to swing through it.
Neto stepped out for a moment. 259 hitter, 19 homers, back in the box. Looking out at Francis, who winds and delivers. And he did go with the splitter. Neto fouled it off.
And Neto was right on that split finger. You can almost tell that he was thinking split finger. He threw a lot of split fingers to the same Angels team just 2 starts ago. So that's why I said he has to switch it up a little bit and he has to change the game plan just a little bit.
Another 0-2. High fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Right on it, Chris LaRue, and there are 2 strikeouts here and 2 outs in the top of the first.
And if he did that a couple pitches ago, he would have saved himself a pitch. That was a great one, right at the top of the strike zone. Maybe a ball above it, 95 miles an hour for strikeout number 2.
Brian Servin, who again works with Bowden Francis, didn't even have to move. That one hit right on the target. Now a big applause from a big crowd today on this Saturday as Kevin Pillar steps in for the Angels. Pitch from Francis, swing and a miss, strike 1. Almost 700 games as a Blue Jay for Kevin Pillar, playing in his 87th game of this season and batting .264 with 7 home runs. 0-1 pitch. Slow breaking ball, called strike, 0-2.
And there's that good curveball. Really didn't throw it all that much in his last game against the Angels, but that one right there kind of buckled Pillar's knees. Probably expecting a split finger.
Could understand why. It's been a ton of splitters recently. 0-2 pitch. Fastball off the plate away. No score, 2 outs, bases empty, top of the first. First inning brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong, feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. Francis back to the top of the hill. His 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gets him to go around on an awkward splitter up and in, and Bowden Francis strikes out the side in the top of the first inning. Clement Varsho Guerrero bat for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the first. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
We're 2menintruck.ca. We've got lots of men and lots of trucks, so get ready to be moved.
Think 2menintruck.ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think 2menintruck.ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, 2menintruck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks, so give us a call today.
Hey, Jays fans, ready to hit a home run with your next roofing project? Step up to the plate with GAF Timberline HDZ shingles, the official roofing shingle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Just like our Jays, GAF Timberline HDZ shingles deliver top performance with unmatched durability and protection. So, when it's time to cover your bases, choose the winning team. Visit your local Home Depot or shop online at homedepot.ca for all your roofing shingles and accessories. GAF, we protect what matters most.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit ConnexOntario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
A drive to deep center field. Trout at the wall and launches it sail.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Bottom of the first inning in Toronto. Scoreless ball game. Blue Jays and Angels. Carson Fulmer kicks and delivers to Ernie Clement, who hits it back foul off of the catcher Logan O'Hoppe. 0-1. Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali's our host, Nick Blackmore our producer, Luke Swadron and Tom Young our technical directors. Ernie Clement, Dalton Varsho, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will hit in this bottom of the first. No score in Game 3 of this series. 0-1. Swing and a bouncer foul, 0-2.
Nice to have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. back in the lineup, although the Blue Jays didn't need him last night.
1-5-4 with Vladdy on the bench. Guerrero will hit, though, in this first inning as righty Carson Fulmer is starting today for the Angels. Fulmer's 8th start of the year, 32nd appearance. 0-2. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes. Fulmer this season 0-4 with a .424 earned run average and almost 75 innings pitched. Leads with his changeup. That's his bread and butter pitch. His 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tied up Clement with a sinker in on the hands, and there's 1 out.
Yeah, that was nasty. Started right on the inside part of that strike zone and then slid off the plate under the hands of Ernie Clement for a strikeout and out number 1.
So I mentioned the changeup. There's the sinker for Fulmer, also a 4-seam fastball, and then he throws 3 different breaking balls, a slider, a sweeper, and a curveball. 1 out, infield shifts to pull for the lefty hitter Dalton Varsho, who takes strike 1 on a change. Varsho with 2 hits yesterday extended his on-base streak to 21 games, best in the American League. 0-1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. Best active in the American League. Only 2 active streaks longer than Varsho's. Nolan Arenado and Francisco Lindor each have 22-game streaks. 1-1. Varsho takes on the inner third, strike 2. With this recent run of success, Varsho's batting average is moving up to .215. 19 doubles, 15 homers. Swings at the 1-2. It's a swinging bunt staying fair up the first baseline. Fielded in fair territory by Fulmer, who flips, and it misses first base. Varsho racing to second. He's making the turn, headed to third, and the ball's way down the right field line. Dalton Varsho stumbles over the third base bag. It was a wild play, but he's on third with one out.
Well, that ball was actually taking a right turn as Carson Fulmer picked that ball up. It was about to cross the foul line into foul territory. I don't really know what he was thinking. And he flipped that ball and off to the races for Dalton Varsho.
I mean, so much going on that play. That ball almost hit Varsho. Like you said, Fulmer, for some reason, tried to barehand it as it was rolling over the foul line. And even more to recount, but first the pitch to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. called strike one. Scoreless game, runner on third. One out in the bottom of the first. And the infield in. Varsho also, when that ball rolled past first and went down the right field line, he collided with Brandon Drury, the second baseman. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball, foul into the seats, 0-2. Then got up, scrambled around second to third, and then he slipped over third base and fell down again. And then got back to the bag where he stands now.
I mean, from our vantage point, that ball was very clearly headed to foul territory, and I can almost assume that from his vantage point, it was as well.
0-2, Guerrero hits it down the third baseline. Fair ball, rolling into the left field corner. Varsho in to score. Guerrero jogs into second. Welcome back to the lineup. It's an RBI double in the first, and it's 1-0 Blue Jays.
Yeah, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just took that sinker and drilled it past Anthony Rendon. Snuck it around that third base bag for an RBI, and a very easy double goes trotting into second base.
And in Varsho's interesting trip around the bases, Rendon went shoulder to shoulder with Varsho trying to get the ball, and I think he just needs to take a seat, Dalton Varsho, and get a sip of water. There was a lot going on for his 360-foot trek. Now the pitch to Spencer Horwitz with one out is called strike one. Guerrero on second, 1-0 Blue Jays in the home half of the first. Neto shaded behind Guerrero, tapping his glove, and the 0-1. Horwitz takes, it's just low, a ball and a strike. So the Blue Jays with a first inning run, and I was looking at something interesting today related to that. First, the 1-1 to the DH Horwitz. Swing and a miss, strike two. You can obviously remember, Chris, that very long streak the Blue Jays went on where they didn't score at all in the first inning, almost broke the Major League record.
Felt like 2 years.
Hard to forget. The Blue Jays are top 10 in Major League Baseball now in runs in the first inning. They've come all the way back to the upper third of Major League Baseball and are in the top 3 in terms of scoring in the second and third inning. They're actually having more trouble these days scoring late than scoring early.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was so hot. I mean, it does help. It does help that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was so hot for so long.
1-2 to Horwitz is cut on and missed. Strike three. He goes down on the changeup, and there are two outs.
But their offensive approach has just been completely different. They're swinging at better pitches. Almost 1 through 9, it seems like the approach is just so much better. Speak of a better approach, I mean, Joey Loperfido is just a different guy over the last 3 or 4 games.
Loperfido stepping up now with Guerrero on second and 2 outs. Blue Jays up 1-0. The righty Fulmer delivers home, and the lefty Loperfido hits it into right field on a line for a base hit. Guerrero round third, he'll score. Loperfido trying for second, and he slides in with an RBI double. Right on cue, Joey Loperfido doubles the Blue Jay lead, 2-0.
And that sinker was right down the middle. Joey Loperfido rips it into right field for an RBI. But I'm telling you, this kid's going to be special. I love the approach, I love the swing, and most importantly, I love the athleticism.
And that's a ball that I think a lot of guys don't hit a double on. It didn't get past the right fielder, Adele. He cut it off before the corner, but Loperfido raced his way to second, and he yesterday caught Kevin Pillar sleeping a little bit and stole a double as well. Now Leo Jimenez up with 2 outs and a runner on second, takes strike one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was watching him right out of the box, and I didn't think at all that he would be at second base. I thought that was just going to be a single, but he was hard the whole way.
0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Leo Jimenez back in for the Blue Jays today, was on the bench yesterday. .226 hitter in 37 games, 10 RBIs. 0-2 pitch. Down and away, ball one. 2-0 Blue Jays. Lo Perfido on second and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Carson Fulmer, the Angels starter, kicks and releases and gets Jimenez swinging to end the inning. 3 strikeouts for Fulmer, but 3 hits for the Blue Jays. An infield single and a pair of doubles aided by an error. Toronto scores 2 and takes a 2-0 lead to the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
From Jersey to Ibiza, they say it doesn't get sweeter.
From the bustling streets of Lagos to the favelas of Rio. SiriusXM Tropics is a melting pot of rhythms from Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond. Get away to Tropics. One of more than 200 extra channels available in the SiriusXM app.
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials can ensure the integrity of the voting process, why people are drawn to conspiracy theories, and whether international sanctions ever really make a difference. Just search In the Room in the SiriusXM app.
Feel the thrill of the Premier League on SiriusXM FC.
Arsenal running riot. A quick fire double from Chelsea.
Hear every pulse-pounding moment.
Haaland scores the hat-trick. Brilliant left-foot strike by Salah. What a goal by Marcus Rashford.
From the world's most exciting league.
Absolutely glorious from Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United turn it round.
All on your radio home for the beautiful game.
If you like soccer, you are in the right place.
The Premier League lives on SiriusXM FC 157 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
In season or out of season, the #1 place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Net Radio Network.
2-0 Blue Jays, top of the second inning at Rogers Center. Thanks so much for joining us. Bowden Francis on the mound. He winds and delivers to Anthony Rendon. Fastball inside, 1-0. I'm Ben Schulman. My left is Chris LaRue. Bowden Francis started the day striking out the side in the first, and the Blue Jays bats followed it up with 3 hits, including 2 RBI doubles. 1-0. Called strike. Now it's the middle of the order for the Angels. Anthony Rendon, Matt Thaiss, and Logan O'Hoppe. Rendon playing in game 47 of the season. 1-1. Swing and a foul tip. 1-2.
I love that he's using his fastball early. He's using that breaking ball early. Second time through the order, then he can start using that split finger.
Francis rocks in, delivers. Foul tip into the glove. Strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Francis and 4 batters faced.
Well, he is staying hot. Four strikeouts already. The best part about that last at-bat against Anthony Rendon, he did it on 3 fastballs and a curveball.
So he's almost using the splitter by not using the splitter, getting it in people's heads and then switching it up. 1 out, left-handed hitting Matt Thaiss up. First pitch misses low, 1-0. Second inning is presented by Bet365. At Bet365, you can watch thousands of live games, build your own bet, and can even make a bet while the game's still being played. 19 plus, play responsibly, Ontario only. 1-0 pitch at the knees, called strike. You know what he's done really well so far, Chris?
Strike guys out.
Well, he has done that. He's thrown a ton of strikes. He threw 1 ball in the entire first inning, and 14 of his first 17 pitches have been strikes.
That'll do it. He's throwing a lot of fastballs, too. That's what we talked about before the game. You can't just rely on that split finger. You have to mix it up. You have to throw fastballs in. You have to throw fastballs up. He's done exactly that.
He twists and delivers. Misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Thaiss, the hitter for the Angels, DHing today. Second start of the series. 264 batter. 8 doubles and 2 home runs. Playing in his 40th game, he takes low, 3-1. This is the first left-handed hitter Francis faces today, one of two. Nico Cavadas at the bottom of the order as well. 3-1. Up and in, ball 4. 5-pitch walk with one out in the top of the second is now the first Angels base runner.
Well, in his last start against the Angels, he didn't walk anybody in 7 innings. In his last start against the Cubs, he also didn't walk anybody in 7 innings. That's his first walk in 2 starts.
Yeah, that's been a big part of the success for Francis in this 4-start run that began on July 29th at Baltimore. Runner on first, 1 out. Francis from the stretch delivers to Logan O'Hoppe. Down and away, ball 1. O'Hoppe catching again, got the start at catcher last night as well. 253 hitters, 17 home runs. 1-0. Bends the knee, doesn't swing, takes strike 1.
Davis Schneider shaded towards second base. There's a big hole on the right side of that infield. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is holding the runner on at first base.
Yeah, they're aggressively playing O'Hoppe to pull right now. 1-1. Swing and a foul back up into the 500 level. It's 1-2. In the outfield, they play him to pull a little bit as well. Dalton Varsho is shaded slightly to left center field. Addison Barger in right is toward the right center gap. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another K for Francis. This one comes on the splitter. All 5 outs he's recorded in this start have been strikeouts.
Well, he's thrown a couple split fingers today that kind of just floated through the strike zone. That one right there was one of his best ones of the day. Started at the bottom of the strike zone, looked like a hittable pitch, and then dove out of the strike zone.
Still in the stretch, he peeks over his shoulder at the runner Matt Theis, and with 2 outs, Francis deals to Joe Adell. Foul tip, strike 1. Late swing there by Adell, looking for something other than the fastball.
Well, he was looking for something, you're right. And again, just another awkward swing. Joe Adell knows that Bowden Francis throws a lot of split fingers, and that swing right there very clearly shows that.
0-1. Called strike, poured over the slider, and it's 0-2. Bowden Francis's career high in strikeouts was set against the Angels on August 12th, 8. He has 5, and we have 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Righty's 0-2. Fouled back. Brought the fastball up, although it was still in the zone and hittable enough for Adell to send it back into the netting.
Yeah, Bowden didn't hit his spot there. Brian Servant had the target up at about the hands of Joe Adell. And like you said, he threw that pitch in the zone. If he hit the target, that would have been strike 3 for sure.
Another 0-2. Check swing, pitch inside, appeal to first, no swing. Much to the dismay of the Rogers Center faithful, it's 1-2. Francis gets the ball back, palms it up for a second for grip, and slips it in between his pointer and middle finger, setting up that splitter grip. Now he's set at the belt. A peek at first, the 1-2. Missed down and in with the splitter, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This is where pitching gets fun. Bowden's trying to guess what Joe Adell is thinking. Joe Adell is trying to think about what Bowden is thinking, and I love this game.
2-2. Fouled right back. Went back up top with the fastball. It really does feel like a chess match right now between Francis and Adell. Six pitch at bats so far. Francis got ahead 0-2, but a couple foul balls and a couple misses have made it a 2-ball, 2-strike count. 2 outs and a runner on first. The pitch. Fouled off to the right, and a very good job being done here by Joe Adell, spoiling a couple elevated fastballs.
Yeah, he spoiled that last one, 95 miles an hour, up around the hands, a tough pitch to handle. You can kind of tell that he's thinking something slower, but a good job fouling it off.
Big day yesterday for Joe Adell. Came up with a 2-run double in the second inning. 2-2. Fouls the splitter back behind him, and Francis pretty much delivered that to the spot he wanted it, but Adell just got a piece of it.
If you were on the mound right now, what would you throw? And you had the stuff of Bowden Francis.
I think it's time for the curve.
Yeah.
I think you've shown enough fastball splitter.
I was thinking that too. A well-located curveball right here throws Joe Adell off.
Time called behind the plate by Doug Eddings. You're bouncing that curveball?
No, I'm throwing it to the bottom of the zone, down and away.
Okay. Francis steps on the rubber. A peek at first, and now he's set. Another 2-2. Went outside with the heater and missed. Full count. Looked like they were trying to go back up top again. Maybe Francis trying to reach for a little extra. Yanked that one at 95 off the plate. It'll be a head start for the runner at first, Matt Theis, who walked 2 batters ago. 2-0 Blue Jays, 2 outs top of the second. The pitch. Just off the plate outside. Ball 4. Went with the slider. And Adell laid off of it, and that's a second walk of the inning.
Bowden Francis has now walked 2 guys in this start. I know he looks very good. I know he's struck out a lot of Angels so far, but it looks like he's really trying to reach back and get some extra velo. He doesn't need to do that. That's not what we need to see today. We need to see good location. We need to see getting on top of that split finger. We don't need the extra mile or 2 on the fastball. That's not really going to have much of an effect.
First multi-walk outing for Francis since returning to the team in late July. Last time he walked a pair in the majors was before the All-Star break. His pitch to Brandon Drury is bounced softly first base line. Picked up by Francis, who sidearms over to first and ends the inning. 2 walks, but no harm done. No runs, no hits, and 2 left. It's 2-0 Blue Jays, middle of the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
If you're looking for a fun day, did you know the day before Monday? Junior J Sunday. You can paint your face, come and meet Ace and run base to base. On Junior J Sunday. So many things to do. You can bring your crew and even mom and dad too. Junior J Sunday.
Sundays are for Junior Jays. Get to the ballpark early to enjoy outdoor activities before continuing the fun inside while you cheer on the Blue Jays.
If you're feeling the song, grab your dad or mom, visit BlueJays.com. Junior J Sunday.
We're 2 men and a truck. So, you're moving to a new home, and all that's left to do is to call a mover you know you can trust. Well, naturally, you think 2 men and a truck, since you know they have lots of men and lots of trucks. They'll wrap, pack, and move everything you own. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. For a free in-home estimate, call today. We're 2 men and a truck.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Hey, this is David Schneider. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Addison Barger leading off for the Blue Jays. Bottom of the second inning in downtown Toronto. 2-0. Toronto leads the Los Angeles Angels. First pitch. Barger takes strike 1 from Carson Fulmer. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Barger, the hero yesterday, came up with the walk-off home run for Roansy Contreras to win it for the Blue Jays. He swings at the 0-1 and lifts it high foul off to the left. 0-2.
What an incredible moment for him. And that's the thing that keeps the Blue Jays so intrigued with Addison Barger. You just see glimpses of this stardom that could potentially be Addison Barger's career, and then he'll go on those long streaks of kind of nothing, and then he'll hit a game-winning home run, and everybody is excited again about Addison Barger.
0-2. Outside, 1-2. I almost look at it like a guy who throws 96, 97, but is really wild, where you just there's a high ceiling there.
Yeah, there is. There is.
1-2. Swing and a bouncing ball left side. Neto backhands it. The shortstop falling away, throws to first, and it pulls Kavadas off the bat. Neto kind of stumbled on the lip of the turf and then threw it falling away, and it tailed to the left of the first baseman who couldn't hold his foot on the bat.
Yeah, well, Neto was shaded towards the second base bag. Addison Barger actually hit that ball where the shortstop would normally be playing, but like we've talked about so many times, this guy goes 100%, busting it out of the box for a base hit.
Leading off first now is Barger. The pitch to Davis Schneider. Inside, ball 1. Schneider back in after a couple days off to start the series. Right-handed batter plays second base today, batting an even 200 with 10 home runs. 1-0. Swing and a pop-up behind second base. Drury going back into right center field. Backpedals and makes the catch. 1 out. Tomorrow night, one lucky Blue Jays fan will have their life changed forever. Jays Care's 50-50 jackpot is over $350,000, and that number will continue to climb ahead of tomorrow night's draw. Time is running out. Head to bluejays.com/5050 right now to get your tickets from Ontario or Nova Scotia. Brian Serven up for the Blue Jays. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch strike. 0-1. First start of the series for Serven. Batting here in the bottom of the second with the Blue Jays up 2-0. The 0-1. Rolls it softly foul right at third base coach Carlos Fablis, who will flip it back into the Blue Jays dugout to Stuart Baroa. 0-2.
Well, it does seem like Bowden Francis and Brian Serven are a team now. They come as a package deal.
They worked together in the minors when Francis went down in Buffalo, and they have really been working well together ever since Francis came back up. Serven now asks for time. Right-handed hitter taps the far corner of the plate, twirls the bat, brings it above his right shoulder. Fulmer kicks, delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him to chase the slider down and away. 4th strikeout of the game for Fulmer, and there are 2 down here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, pretty good pitch from Carson Fulmer. Looked like a strike on the outside corner and then kind of dove off. Brian Serven with a wild swing.
Top of the order now for the Blue Jays. Ernie Clement back up to the plate. He struck out to start the Blue Jays offensive day. Swings at the first pitch and hits it foul. 0-1. Third time in Ernie Clement's career that he starts in the leadoff spot. He's up there today with George Springer on the bench. Ernie's gone 4 for 10 in the 2 previous games. He's hit up top. 0-1. Swing and a roller into the fence of the Blue Jays' third base dugout. 0-2.
Well, Ernie Clement's turned into must-see TV. I think a lot of the fans here, I mean, obviously Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is at the top of that hill, but then a very close second is Ernie Clement, in my opinion.
He's been a very exciting player for the Blue Jays this season, no doubt. Hitting in the 270s right now with 10 homers. Throw over to first, Barger back in standing. Barger's got a lot of speed, doesn't run a ton, but he does have 1 stolen base in the majors this season. Attention back to the hitter Clement, though. Fulmer set at the belt, delivers home, and Clement swings and misses, strike 3. Got him leaning forward on a slider again, and it's back-to-back strikeouts and a scoreless inning for Carson Fulmer. Blue Jays still up 2-0 as we go to the third. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Blue Jays are inviting you to work from Dome. Put it in your calendar. 307 weekday starts this season. You can work from Dome with friends or coworkers at Rogers Center. It's a game changer. Make the ballpark your office for the afternoon. Work from Dome, 307 weekday starts. Let's touch base. Check out ticket options on BlueJays.com/workfromdome.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between pizza and inflation. First to the plate, with over 2 million sold, it's Fixed Rate Pizza, a hot and fresh extra-large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for Fixed Rate Pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Bases loaded. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
2-0 Blue Jays, third inning at Rogers Center. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Bowden Francis' first pitch of the inning is in there. Strike 1 against Nico Cavadis. 9-1-2 for the Angels this inning. Cavadis, Ward, Neto. Right on left pitch. Slow breaking ball freezes Cavadis. Strike 2. Pair of scoreless innings for Bowden Francis so far. 5 strikeouts. 0-2. Called strike 3. Make it 6 as he drops the splitter on the outside edge for the first out of the third.
And that was one of those split fingers that kind of floated through the zone again. After Bowden Francis threw that ball, you can see him kind of doing a practice run with his arm, trying to reach out.
Big applause right now for Francis, who tosses the ball away to the dugout. It's his 100th career strikeout. Probably a mark he thought he might get to in the 5th or 6th inning, not with 1 out in the 3rd. But 6 of his 7 outs today have been by way of the K. His pitch to Taylor Ward, and he plunked him. Curveball slipped out of the hand and skimmed off the back of Ward, who jogs down to first. It has been a little bit of a weird start. While he's been very effective, you mentioned he was still practicing that split grip because it hasn't quite looked as sharp out of the hand. He's walked 2 and now hit a batter, but he hasn't allowed a hit yet.
But I'll tell you what's looked good, his fastball. His fastball has been located well, and it's got some decent velocity on it as well.
First pitch fastball to Zach Neto, hit foul, 0-1. This is kind of a dumb question because both are important, but I'll ask it anyway. Is it more important for his fastball or his splitter to look good on a given day?
Well, I think there's no better pitch in baseball than a well-located fastball. It doesn't matter if you're either 88, as we've seen with Ryan Yarbrough, or 95, like Bowden Francis.
0-1 pitch. He missed down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You need the fastball inside. I've said this a couple times already today, but you need the fastball inside. You need that fastball up to get the hitters off of the split finger. So I think that the fastball, obviously well located well, is the best pitch.
Francis with a breath, a pause, and now the 1-1. Runner takes off from first, swinging a foul back. 1-2. Taylor Ward will walk back to first base. He doesn't steal that often, but he was off on that pitch. 3 stolen bases, also caught 3 times for the Angels left fielder. One out, Ward on first. 2-0 Blue Jays, top of the 3rd. Francis set, looking over his left shoulder, delivers home. And the 1-2 misses down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield shifted to the pull for the right-handed hitter Neto. Davis Schneider, the second baseman, up the middle. 2-2. Swing and a bouncer right at the shortstop Jimenez. Flips to Schneider, 1. Sidearm throw to first. Inning-ending double play. Couldn't have produced a better ground ball for a double play than that one. Right at Leo Jimenez, and it starts a 6-4-3 inning ender. Still no runs for the Angels. Still no hits as we go to the middle of the third. It's 2-0 Blue Jays. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Embrace the power and speed of the NTT IndyCar Series on SiriusXM.
Joseph, you got it! Wins the Indy 500!
The season rolls on Sunday afternoon at 3 Eastern with the Grand Prix of Portland.
That was sweet.
Nice job, guys. From the green to the checkers.
Flies under the twin checkers.
Hear every thrilling lap live on IndyCar Nation Channel 218, NBC Sports Audio Channel 85.
Alex Palou!
Thank you so much. And on the all-new SiriusXM app. Are you regretting eating that gas station hot dog? Yeah, we know. We've been there too. This is a message for baseball fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking baseball 24/7 as part of your SiriusXM subscription?
What?
Our lineup includes shows hosted by former big leaguers and executives. Plus, you'll hear from 17 managers each week. MLB Network Radio is on SiriusXM Channel 89, or just search MLB Network Radio on the SXM app. SiriusXM Sports. We're more than just a game. Be the most informed player in your fantasy football league by listening to the experts on Fantasy Sports Radio.
I want to thank you guys for making me a better fantasy player.
Hear player rankings, position breakdowns, and expert drafts.
There is no bigger value today than Dak Prescott.
Going deep down the right side, down a man, it's caught. Touchdown Cowboys!
The road to a fantasy football championship begins with Fantasy Sports Radio. Channel 87 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Our goal is to win the Super Bowl. That's it for us.
Hear every stop of the 2024 training camp tour on NFL Radio Channel 88, the all-new SiriusXM app.
Network.
Bottom of the third inning at Rogers Center, 2-0 Blue Jays over Angels. Dalton Varsho hits the first pitch of the frame foul, high hop off of the concrete steps in. A fan makes a catch on the bounce. It's 0-1 for Varsho. 2-0 Blue Jays. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Next pitch, low ball one. It'll be Varsho, Guerrero, Horwitz this inning, 2-3-4 in the Toronto lineup. Fulmer sets, rocks, delivers, and Varsho hooks it foul, 1-2. Hit streak up to 22, or not hit streak, rather, on base streak up to 22 for Dalton Varsho after his infield single in the first inning. He's now matched the longest on base streak by any Blue Jay this year or last year. Guerrero with 22 this year. Whit Merrifield had 22 last year. 1-2. Downstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Varsho's been good. I mean, he's fun to watch now. He looks confident up there. He looks confident in the outfield. He's just fun to watch.
2-2. Swinging a foul off to the left. I don't have the exact numbers to prove this, but it feels like he's put the ball on the ground a little bit more. Not that he intended to do what he did in his last hit, but he's so fast that it's given him the chance to leg out a couple infield hits over this streak. 2-2 pitch in the dirt, full count.
And that pitch right there, a good changeup from Carson Fulmer, is probably a pitch that he would have swung at for strike 3 earlier on in the season. You could see him bending the legs, really following that pitch all the way below the strike zone. And nice take right there.
3-2 is hooked foul again. Varsho leading off this third inning. The third brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Almonte and Carleton Place, Ontario. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com. Canada's #1 rust protection. Guerrero waiting on deck. Another 3-2. Swing and a foul back headed towards us, but it'll go just above our heads. Bounce off the front facing of the 500 level and fall all the way down to the 100 level, where everyone is all right, and a fan comes up with the ball. Still a full count. Fulmer's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Finally beats him on a sinker off the plate away. 6th strikeout already for Carson Fulmer.
Yeah, Carson Fulmer's stuff today is actually pretty good. It's kind of mirroring Bowden Francis's. Carson Fulmer has the changeup with good drop to it, good depth to it. And then, of course, Bowden Francis has the split finger that kind of mirrors that changeup.
Fulmer did give up 2 runs in the first, and one of them was on a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. RBI double. Guerrero takes strike 1 here in his second at-bat of the game. It was the 34th double of the season for Guerrero, 82nd RBI. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball center field. Deep. Pilar going back, but he's got some room and makes the catch. 2 outs. Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. Don't strike out on your next home improvement project. Your team at Timbermart has the great advice and the products you need, so you'll get the job done right. Knock it out of the park and win the day with Timbermart, Canada's building center. Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue, Show Ali, our host, Nick Blackmore, our producer, Luke Swadron and Tom Young, our technical directors. 2-0 Blue Jays with 2 outs and the bases empty. Bottom of the third, Spencer Horwitz takes strike 1. Fulmer's 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Unleashed the changeup there, his best pitch, and got Horwitz to swing over top of it.
I mean, you could very clearly see why that's his most used pitch. It looks like a split finger. That thing has tons of tumbling action.
Righty's 0-2. In the dirt with the change, a ball and 2 strikes. It hasn't exactly worked out to plan, but you can see with that pitch and some of the others why Fulmer was so highly sought after coming out of college. He was the 8th overall pick by the White Sox in 2015. 1-2. Inside and low. This is a guy with a very storied college career at Vanderbilt. Won the College World Series title over Virginia in 2014, was the SEC Pitcher of the Year that year, and then was the National Pitcher of the Year the next season. 2-2, down and away, 3-2. And in 2015, where he was National Pitcher of the Year, he was a finalist for the Golden Spikes Award, which is just all-around pitcher or player best in college baseball. Righty with a breath in the 3-2. Horwitz takes off the plate away, ball 4.
Carson Fulmer screaming at himself, obviously upset that he lost Spencer Horwitz there, and now he has to deal with Joey Loperfido, but Carson Fulmer really not living up to the hype of that 8th overall pick, 7-14 with a 5.5 career ERA.
This is a big opportunity for him right now. He's making his 8th start of the season, which matches the most starts he's made in any season in his career. His first pitch to Joey Loperfido is hit high. Deep right center. Pilar going back. That ball's off the top of the wall. Horwitz getting the wave around third as the ball comes into the infield. Throw to the plate. And they got him. Pilar to Neto to Logan O'Hoppe. Spencer Horwitz thrown out trying to score from first on the Joey Loperfido double, and that's how the third comes to a close. Still 2-0 Blue Jays as we go to the fourth. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
This is Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of the award-winning podcast, Black Diamonds. This week, we discuss Negro League statistics being integrated into the MLB record book.
This game, I realize how important it is to this country, to our history. Having the Negro Leagues included into all of this baseball history is as American as you can get.
Listen to Black Diamonds right now on the all-new SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on SiriusXM Channel 89 and every morning on the SiriusXM app.
This is Dave LaGreca, creator of the biggest pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open. Don't miss myself and my Hall of Fame cast and crew as we break down every story in and out of the ring and talk to the top names in the business. Like the legend himself, The Undertaker.
I'm actually glad to be on a real show.
Catch Busted Open live every day from 9 to noon Eastern on SiriusXM Fight Nation, channel 156, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Blue Jays are in flight, leading 3-0.
Blue Jays fans, this is Ross Atkins, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on SiriusXM.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's the fourth inning presented by Bet365. At Bet365, you can bet live in-game on game props, totals, and the money line. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. 2-0 Blue Jays. Bowden Francis back on the mound. Misses down and away to Kevin Pillar. 1-0. Just before the break, Pillar started an 8-4-2. Center field to second base to catcher relay to get Spencer Horwitz trying to score. 1-0. Line foul, 1-1. And defensive excellence from Kevin Pillar here in Toronto. That's not really a new story. that is same old for the fans who have watched Pillar for a while. 1-1. Off the plate away, 2-1.
Well, I don't know if that's the defensive excellence that you think of when you think of Kevin Pillar, but if you're in that Angels dugout, you'll definitely take it.
Francis is 2-1. Pillar fouls it back, 2-2. Now the Angels are trying to get their first hit of the game. 3 base runners off 2 walks and a hit batter, but no knocks yet. Pillar does have 325 career hits in this ballpark. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. How about strikeout number 7 for Bowden Francis with just 1 out in the top of the 4th? He gets him on the splitter.
Well, that one right there, I think, was his best split finger of the day. Really fooled Kevin Pillar. And I think Kevin Pillar was almost expecting that split finger, but it broke so much, it had so much vertical drop to it that he wasn't able to get to it.
So 1 out in the pitch now to Anthony Rendon. Fouled back off of the catcher. Servin rolls to the front of the plate, 0-1. Let's take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard as Servin regroups for a moment. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since Toronto first raised the trophy in '92. Rib Sanity is on now until September 8th. All you can eat ribs for just $27.99. Visit stlouiswings.com for more details. Always devilishly good. One game that's pretty deep into it, as a lot of other games are starting right now. The Rockies are visiting the Yankees. And Chris, guess who homered today?
Jazz Chisholm.
Michael Toglia, not Aaron Judge. Alex Verdugo homered as well, but it's the Rockies all over the Yankees, 7-2. Chisholm did have an RBI double. 0-1 to Anthony Rendon, down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Judge, though, did hit home run number 49 yesterday. We've talked about this a little bit in the past couple of days. He is now on pace, Chris, to match his 62 home runs from 2 years ago.
So my question was valid.
1-1. Swing and a fly ball. Right center field, not very deep. Varsho moving forward, makes the catch one-handed, and there are 2 outs.
But I can probably guess that you still don't think he's going to get to 63.
I still don't think
I think my question was 63.
Yes.
Does he get to 63?
I still don't think he'll go to 63.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Because also, your pace always looks best in your hottest stretch. Right. In theory, he'll probably, he's hit homers in 5 straight games. He'll probably go a couple games, I would guess, without one. We'll have to wait and see, though.
He is Aaron Judge.
Here's Matt Theis to the plate. 2 outs. Space is empty in the 4th. Down Francis winds and offers. Left-handed hitter pops it up. Foul. Third base side. Long run for Ernie Clement, and he runs out of room. That's into the stands. The other big thing yesterday, Chris, on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, Shohei Ohtani became the 6th player in Major League history to have 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases in the same season. And he did it with a walk-off grand slam, 0-1. Outside, 1-1.
I saw the highlight, and I felt really badly for the guy that dropped the home run. In the first row there, just above
tough.
The fence.
Yeah, that's
a tough one to drop.
Slipping out of your hands right there. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Francis takes a second behind the mound, walks up the back of the hill. 7 strikeouts today for the righty, including one this inning. With 2 outs, he winds and delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 8 strikeouts in 4 hitless, scoreless innings for Bowden Francis. Middle of the 4th, 2-0 Blue Jays. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between Pizza and inflation. First to the plate, Pizza's big hitter, fixed rate pizza. An extra large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. I dare say, folks, inflation stands no chance against this all-star. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for fixed rate pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca. At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Jose Barrios with a trio of strikeouts to end a scoreless 6.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timber Mark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. Our host today is Show Ali. Nick Blackmore is our producer. Luke Schwadron and Tom Young, our technical directors. Blue Jays 2, Angels nothing. Leo Jimenez leading off for Toronto in the bottom of the 4th. Carson Fulmer back on the mound. The righty delivers home, and the righty swinger Jimenez hits it on the ground, up the middle, past the dive of Zach Neto, and into left center field. Wide turn for Jimenez, who scrambles back to first with a leadoff single. So Jimenez on here as the Blue Jays try to add to their 2-0 lead, and Addison Barger comes up to the plate already with a base hit today. Right on left pitch. Strike 1. I thought it was really interesting listening to some of the comments that Barger made after the game yesterday, after the walk-off home run. 0-1, high and outside. Clearly, and he stated this, the biggest moment of his professional career to this point. Mentioned that he barely remembers any of it because he completely blacked out going around the bases. 1-1 pitch, or rather a throw over to first and a dive back by Jimenez.
Understandable, though.
Understandable. My favorite part is, he rocked that ball 440 feet. He said, I knew that it was out off the bat. I'm just bad at pimping home runs, as he takes a pitch down and in 2-1.
I have to agree with him. I was watching the highlight over, a couple times or 5 times or so, and I was wondering to myself,
2-1 pitch hit foul, 2-2.
Why didn't he flip the bat? Why didn't he strut to first base? Why didn't he do that slow walk, maybe 5 or 6 steps? He's just not good at it.
I think he's too jacked up, probably. He plays on very high energy. 2-2. Takes away ball 3. He kind of, as he went around first, he skipped a little bit. It was like he thought about doing something, but that didn't want to do too much.
A little bit awkward.
3-2. Swing and a fly ball fouled into the seats down the left field line. But he had 2 hits yesterday, including the homer, has a hit already today. And is pushing toward that Mendoza line, hitting 185 right now. Another 3-2. Swing and a bouncer up the middle. Diving stop at second. Drury flips to second, and they got the lead runner, Jimenez. That is a heck of a play going to the backhand side by Brandon Drury, and the veteran gets an out for his pitcher, Fulmer, and makes it a fielder's choice for Addison Barger.
Well, I thought Brandon Drury had no chance to get Leo Jimenez at second base, but he made a heck of a play, like you said, flipping that ball on a bounce to Neto at second base for an out. That's an incredible play. Wow, just beating Leo.
His right arm was kind of trapped under his body. He kind of just shoveled it towards Zach Neto as Davis Schneider takes low ball 1. So 1 out, and now Barger on first. 2-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the 4th inning. Fulmer's 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Mentioned last inning how big of an opportunity this is for Fulmer. He was starting in AAA to begin this year, and then was mostly a long reliever until mid-July. Turn and throw to first. Barger back standing up. But pretty much since the day before the All-Star break, he's been in the rotation and making regular starts, something that he hasn't done in his career in at least 6 or 7 years. Next pitch to Schneider, hit foul, 1-2. Fulmer set, kicks and delivers. Schneider hits a rope foul down the left field line. Still 1-2. Angels shaded to the left side of the diamond. Zach Neto deep in the hole at short. Second baseman Brandon Drury up the middle. Another 1-2, and this one's hit in the air center field. Racing back Pilar, slows up, makes the catch in front of the track. And that fly out is the second out of the bottom of the 4th.
Well, even though it wasn't a base hit, that was a good swing from Davis Schneider. We've seen so few of those recently. It was a sinker down at the bottom of the zone. Davis Schneider went down and got it, barreled it up, hit a good line drive right to Kevin Pilar in center field.
Schneider retired, and now the bottom of the order, Brian Servant hits for the second time today, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch is cut on and missed, strike 1. Talking to Servant a couple days ago, it was a unique thrill to go play at Angels Stadium as a native of Palm Desert, California. 0-1. Swing and a foul off the mask of the catcher, 0-2. Servant grew up in Palm Desert, which is about 2 hours east of Angels Stadium, but he said if he was going to a Major League game as a kid, they weren't going to drive all the way into Los Angeles. It was quicker to go to Angels Stadium and see the Angels play. 0-2. Swing and a fly ball center field. Pilar going back, angling toward left center, makes the catch on the edge of the track. And that will do it for the 4th inning. A leadoff hit from Leo Jimenez, but the Blue Jays don't move the runner from there. He's left on base, and it's still 2-0 Toronto going to the 5th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Get your news and politics all in one place on SiriusXM. On Fox News Channel, CNN, and MSNBC.
Your top stories are just seconds away.
Exclusive political channels and hosts with Megyn Kelly on Triumph.
Ooh, what a week it's been.
And on Patriot, Progress, and POTUS.
This issue being as hot as it is on the minds of so many voters.
Call in and have your voice heard.
You are the only media source that I ever recommend.
SiriusXM News and Politics, starting at Channel 111 and on the SiriusXM app.
You love listening to baseball. You love talking about baseball, and so do we. That's why SiriusXM has the only channel on the radio dedicated to baseball 24/7. It's MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89. News, opinions, passionate baseball talk from former players and GMs, plus interviews with players, managers, and executives, original specials, and much, much, much more. All baseball, every day, on your radio. If you can hear me right now, you've got MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
This is Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of the award-winning podcast, Black Diamonds. This week, we discuss Negro League statistics being integrated into the MLB record book.
This game, I realize how important it is to this country, to our history. Having the Negro Leagues included into all of this baseball history is as American as you can get.
Listen to Black Diamonds right now on the all-new SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue on hand. 2-0 Blue Jays. First pitch of the inning to Logan O'Hoppe is hit foul on a line. 0-1. Bowden Francis back out for a fifth inning of work. 8 strikeouts to match a career high for Francis in 4 innings where he's allowed only 2 walks and a hit batter. The 0-1. Swing and a bouncer foul, 0-2. Francis struck out O'Hoppe on a splitter swinging back in the second. 0-2. Bounce to splitter to the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Ben, over Bowden Francis' last 18 innings, he's allowed 4 hits.
It's remarkable.
That is very stingy.
1 run allowed in the start in Anaheim. No runs allowed in his last start in Chicago. 1-2. Just high with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Francis winds, kicks, and delivers. And the 2-2 is hit foul over the netting into the seats.
It's really a remarkable story. Every time I think about it, this guy has come out of nowhere, essentially reinventing himself with that split finger. And even today, he's just locating that fastball just a little bit better than I've seen him all season long.
Another 2-2 and another foul ball to the right. Well, it's been an up and down 2 years. Francis kind of emerges out of nowhere last year to throw some quality innings for the Blue Jays out of the bullpen. Ends up making 20 appearances for Toronto. His 2-2. Hit on a line to center field. Varsho started back, moves in, and makes the catch. 1 out.
The 5th inning is brought to you by Desjardins Financial Group. Desjardins awarded another 150 grants worth $20,000 each to entrepreneurs across Canada. See how Desjardins cheered on small biz at goodsparkgrants.ca.
So another out recorded there for Francis. So last year he comes out of nowhere, out of the pen, and ends up being a decent contributor. Then he steals all the headlines in spring this year. I mean, it was Ernie Clement and Bowden Francis were the stars of spring training for the Blue Jays. Pitch to Joe Adell. Check swing on a pitch, low appeal to first. He did go around. Strike 1. And Francis has taken this spot in the rotation. There's lofty expectations. And he got hit around in his first 2 starts pretty badly and lost his rotation spot almost immediately. 0-1. Called strike 0-2. Then he has a bullpen role for a bit. He's pitching behind Yariel Rodriguez. He gets hurt. Comes back. Sometimes they use an opener in front of him. Sometimes he piggybacks Yariel, but didn't have much of a firm role, and so they sent him down to the minors, and he really started throwing that splitter at that point, and he's emerged again out of nowhere for almost the 3rd time in the last year and a half. 0-2. Fastball in off the plate, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, if you look at his career numbers, they're actually really good. 7-3 with a 3.27 ERA in 104 2/3 career innings. It's a guy with good stuff. He has the ability to pitch. It's just, can he be a big league starter? And he's shown over the last 3 or 4 games that yes, in fact, he can be a big league starter.
Angels were thinking that might have hit Joe Adell, although it looks like it just missed him, and we'll keep going here. The 1-2. Fastball got him looking. Strike 3. Strikeout number 9 for Francis, a new career high.
I mean, that was just a great pitch, a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that just clipped the outside part of that strike zone. He is on fire right now.
Second time that he gets an applause from the crowd. Had his 100th career strikeout come in the 3rd inning, and now he gets a career high in terms of single-game strikeouts with his 9th here in the 5th. His pitch to Brandon Drury. Strike 1.
And he's just filling up the strike zone. Yes, he has 2 walks today, but other than those 2 walks, outside of those walks, he's been filling up the strike zone.
Almost 70% strikes from Francis. 0-1. Called strike, 0-2. Crowd getting loud, Bowden into the wide. 2-strike pitch. Swing and a bouncer right at the shortstop, Jimenez. Picks it up forehand side, throws to first, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Francis has retired the last 7. He's blanked the Angels through 5, and in the middle of the 5th, the Blue Jays hold on to a 2-0 lead. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The eyes of the tennis world shift to the Big Apple, and former Grand Slam champion Tracy Austin and Dan Grasso preview the 144th edition of the U.S. Open.
Novak Djokovic wins the U.S. Open. The greatest gets greater.
From Novak Djokovic continuing his rivalry with phenom Carlos Alcaraz to Coco Gauff's title defense.
Coco Gauff is the United States Open champion.
Hear the U.S. Open preview show right now on the all-new SiriusXM app. Just search U.S. Open. While you're listening to this game on SiriusXM, we're talking about the latest odds and prop bets.
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Toronto Blue Jays game. Please take a moment and join the 35,349 subscribers that have done so already and smash that subscribe button. Make sure that bell is turned on so you don't miss it when we go live. We are live for every single Toronto sports matchup. Whether it's the Blue Jays, we've got Leaf season coming up. We're doing an Argos game, the Argos games as well. Bills games. Every single game is right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Please hit that subscribe button and join our crew and help us continue to grow. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you very much for joining our awesome community.
The Road to Cooperstown is the official podcast of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. Episodes are available now on the all-new SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, it's Justin Turbin at your 24/7 home for hoops all year long is SiriusXM NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app. Just search NBA Radio.
At Radio Network.
Top of the Blue Jays order, bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Toronto at Rogers Center over the Los Angeles Angels. And Ernie Clement batting takes strike 1 from Carson Fulmer. I'm Ben Schulman, to my left, Chris LaRue. Fulmer in his 5th inning of work, the 0-1. Hit on the ground to third, picked up on one bounce by Rendon, who sidearms to first. 1 out.
This injury report is brought to you by Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. If life has thrown you a curveball and you're striking out with your insurance company, get ahead of the count and call Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. You focus on getting better, and Bergmanis Pereira will take care of the rest. Visit bplawyers.ca.
Well, no Blue Jays injury updates to speak of, but can go a little around baseball. Here's the pitch to Dalton Varsho. It's down and in, ball 1. Some big news is that Philadelphia Phillies all-star starter Ranger Suarez will return after a months-long stint on the injured list and start tonight as the Phillies play the Royals. Next pitch to Varsho, hit hard on the ground, diving stop. Drury at second, picks it up and throws it away. It's bouncing into the dugout of the Angels. Varsho goes up to second. Drury did the hard part, but missed the throw wide to the left of the bag, and Dalton Varsho standing on second with 1 out.
Well, Brandon Drury with his second incredible play today just makes an errant throw. You actually see that Dalton Varsho thought that he was going to be thrown out easily, but Drury throws it over the first baseman, and Dalton Varsho is standing on second base.
I lean that they'll go a hit and an error there because Drury did have to dive to stop that ball, but we'll wait and see. Definitely an error on Drury that brought Varsho to second base. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was supposed to hit, but he is intentionally walked now. Took about the widest path, like he was intentionally walked for a double. He really hooked his run down to first. But it's an intentional walk to Vladdy, boos from the crowd, and 2 on now for Spencer Horwitz.
I've actually noticed that he's been doing that lately. Every time he gets a walk or every time he gets hit by a pitch, he'll take that kind of banana route to first base. That's just his thing now. I don't know why he does it. You got to ask him.
I'll get on it. By the way, they didn't rule it a hit for Varsho. A 2-base error. Now Horwitz hits the first pitch he sees deep to left, but it's caught on the run by Taylor Ward. Neither runner advances, and there are 2 down. Let's go quick to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Mentioned Ranger Suarez pitching against Kansas City coming up later, Phillies and Royals. The Rockies have extended their lead over the Yankees. Colorado is now beating New York 9-2 at Yankee Stadium. That game in the 7th on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Ron Washington making a trot out to the mound. And this feels like it spells the end of the day for Fulmer. We don't really know because Washington has taken a lot of time on these visits in the series. So he hasn't made a point yet, and he's been out on the mound for a while. Talking right now with the pitcher Fulmer. They do have the lefty Brock Burke getting loose. Doug Eddings going out to the mound. Will there be a late call to the bullpen? Eddings is in the discussion now, talking with all of them. Washington still hasn't moved at all or made a point, and he is going to leave the starter Fulmer in there, and I feel like he has to do that once or twice so the umps believe him that he's not just wasting time for his relievers on the other times that he goes out there.
Ron Washington needs to have his own pitch clock, the visit clock.
I do love watching Ron Washington, though. He's a great manager in this game, has won a couple pennants as a manager, highly regarded as a coach as well. First and second, 2 outs. Joey Loperfido up, and the first pitch freezes him. A changeup on the inner third for strike 1. That's the first take of the day for Loperfido. He saw 2 pitches combined in his first 2 at-bats and hit both of them for doubles. The 0-1. Swing and a foul off. Another change, 0-2. Loperfido's brought the batting average up to 246, and the OPS in almost 60 games now at the majors is in the low 700s. He's become a slightly above league average hitter. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, gets him on a changeup in the dirt, and that will end the 5th inning. A stare from Fulmer and some words over to Loperfido. His 7th strikeout ends the 5th. The Blue Jays still on top, 2-0. Back in a second for the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
So, you want to be a Looney Dogger, eh? Every Tuesday Blue Jays home game is Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. Grab $1 hot dogs from various concession stands around Rogers Center. Plus, stop by the Schneider's Porch, your hot dog headquarters. The destination for a one-of-a-kind hot dog experience with excellent ballpark views. So, whether you're the relish ringleader or 7th-inning snacker, no Blue Jays game is complete without hot dogs. Don't miss out on this delicious deal. Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
We're 2 men in a truck, the movers who care. You never know when cardiac arrest can happen. That's why each and every one of our trucks carries a life-saving Mikey defibrillator as part of our Mikey on Board program. Whether we're on the highway or in front of your house, we're prepared to help anyone whose heart may skip a beat. The Mikey.
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Blue Jays matchup against the Angels. Please take a moment and make sure you have hit that like button down below. We really appreciate every single like. The more likes we get, the more people we have to hang out with us during this baseball game. So please take a second and hit that thumbs up. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. I do check the numbers every single day to see how we're trending, and we are trending up, so much appreciated. Now let's get back to the baseball. Let's go Blue Jays. Let's finish strong. Let's take care of the Angels.
September 25th on City TV, or stream it on City TV Plus.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Kirk smacks it down the left field line. This one's got a chance. It's gone!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Sixth inning at Rogers Center. Blue Jays up 2-0 on the Angels, and the pitch to Nico Kavadas called strike one. Thanks so much for sticking with us. I'm Ben Schulman. Chris LaRue is my partner. And the Blue Jays have won the first two of this series, leading in Game 3. Francis is 0-1. Kavadas swings and misses, 0-2. It feels like we've said this each of the last couple starts, but if you weren't with us earlier, this has been a career start for Bowden Francis so far. 5 scoreless innings. His 0-2. Up top, ball 1. To go along with that, all he's allowed today are 2 walks and a hit batter. He has struck out a career-high 9. Once an Angel has made it into scoring position today. That's all. 1-2. Swing and a flare over the netting to the left foul territory. Still 1-2.
And it hasn't really been the split today. I mean, yes, he's thrown some good split fingers. Yes, he's thrown a couple of good curveballs. But it's really been the fastball. He's locating the fastball. He's locating it to the top of the zone. He's throwing that fastball in split finger counts, which is probably the most important thing.
1-2. Popped up, foul, third base side. Long run back for Clement near the netting, and he just runs out of room as he slams into that short wall and watches it fall into the second row of seats. So a battle to lead off this 6th inning. The 6th is brought to you by Desjardins Financial Group. Desjardins, a big fan of small biz. That's why they awarded another $3 million to small business owners across the country. See how Desjardins cheered on small biz this year at goodsparkgrants.ca. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch from Francis. Swing and another flare foul to the left.
And Kavadas just got eaten up by that fastball inside. You could obviously tell that he's thinking split finger, maybe a curveball that's bounced. And again, Bowden Francis throws that good fastball on the inside part of the plate to keep Kavadas off balance.
Another 1-2. Called strike 3. Backdoor curveball freezes Kavadas. Double-digit strikeouts for Bowden Francis. That's number 10 on the day.
I mean, he is just so good right now, and I love the way he's pitching. He's not just a split finger guy. We talked about this before the broadcast. Can he switch up that scouting report? The Angels have already seen him this season. They know that he throws a ton of split fingers, but now he's mixing it up a lot more.
He goes third time through now and misses down and away to Taylor Ward, the top of the order hitter, who was the last Angel to reach. That came in the 3rd inning when Ward was hit by a pitch. 1-0. Swing and a fly ball, center field. Varsho going back, stops up, curls to the left, and makes the catch. 2 outs.
And Bowden Francis now has thrown 79 pitches in this ball game. Does he have enough to go the distance? I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see, but he's looking good right now. A little less efficient than his last couple starts because of those early walks. But he's retired 9 in a row. He's faced the minimum going back to the 2nd. 2 outs in the 2nd was the last time that he didn't face the minimum. Pitch to Zach Neto. Strike 1. Neto rolled into a double play in the 3rd inning and struck out swinging in the 1st. 6'5" righty reaches back, releases, and Neto takes low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Do you think Bowden Francis is thinking, man, the big leagues are pretty easy?
I don't think so. Because he's had some trials and tribulations to get here, but maybe he's thinking if you throw a good splitter and your fastball is located, then the game really gets simple.
I mean, I think it really is that simple.
1-1. Swing and a bouncer back to the mound. Francis fields. He'll toss it softly over to first, and that's another scoreless inning for the Angels. They have no runs, no hits in the game, and the Blue Jays are up 2-0, middle of the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
Week 3 of the NFL preseason is continuing, and SiriusXM NFL Radio is your place to be to hear all the action. Tune in now as the Cowboys host the Chargers. That'll be followed by the Battle of New York with the Jets and Giants meeting in the Meadowlands. All the action is on Channel 88 and on the SiriusXM app.
SiriusXM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here. In season or out of season, the number one place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Are you regretting eating that gas station hot dog? Yeah, we know. We've been there too. This is a message for baseball fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking baseball 24/7 as part of your SiriusXM subscription?
What?
Our lineup includes shows hosted by former big leaguers and executives. Plus, you'll hear from 17 managers each week. MLB Network Radio is on SiriusXM Channel 89, or just search MLB Network Radio on the SXM app. SiriusXM Sports. We're more than just a game.
This is John Palmarosi. Coming up on the next episode of The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Jim Thome.
7th game of the World Series. That's what every kid dreams of. It's heartbreaking when you don't win. Every player, I think, would feel that.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the all-new SiriusXM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Home half of the 6th inning. Leo Jimenez leading off for the Blue Jays. Takes strike one from Carson Fulmer with the Blue Jays up 2-0. Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue here at Rogers Center. A little bit cloudy now in downtown Toronto. Shade over the field. 0-1 inside. Blue Jays up 2-0 on the back of those two first inning runs. It's been a well-pitched day both sides. 1-1 down and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Carson Fulmer on 77 pitches here after a couple thrown in the 6th. Set at the belt, kicks and releases. Hits the absolute bottom of the zone for strike 2. Jimenez singled off Fulmer in the 4th, struck out in the 1st. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a bouncer, hooked to short, charging in Neto gloves, throws on the run to first, beats the sprinting Jimenez for the first out. Let's go to the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since Toronto first raised the trophy in '92. Houston visiting Baltimore Orioles. Orioles came back late yesterday to stop the Astros from winning 10 straight road games. Addison Barger up for the Blue Jays, and the pitch, strike 1. But today, Houston trying to get some revenge. Take an early lead. A leadoff home run by Jose Altuve in the 1st makes it 1-0 Houston, and that's where the score sits in the bottom of the 2nd. Next pitch to Barger, up and away, 1-1.
Did you see Santander hit that grand slam yesterday?
I didn't end up seeing it. That was how they came back?
So he hit a grand slam, and then he looked at the Baltimore Orioles bench and started screaming.
1-1 pitch. High. Check swing by Barger. No appeal. It's 2-1.
Him and Addison Barger need to have a conversation on how to celebrate a home run.
Maybe like add their two together and divide. Like, you give me some, I'll do a little less. 2-1. Swing and a roller foul, first base line, 2-2. Two teams that could very well see each other in the playoffs, though, Houston and Baltimore. All of our out-of-town scores, again, brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Home plate umpire Doug Eddings is dusting off the plate for a second. Now steps back behind the catcher, Logan O'Hoppe. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Nobody on base. Blue Jays up 2-0. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a hot shot grounder right at the shortstop Neto. Vacuums it up, throws overhand to first, and there are 2 outs. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. In addition to myself and Chris, Joe Ali, our host today, Nick Blackmore, our producer, Luke Swadron, and Tom Young, our technical directors. Joe Ali and Daniele Franceschi will have Blue Jays talk coming up after the game. You can already text in at 590-590. Pitch to Davis Schneider. Low ball 1. Standard message and data rates apply. And call in after the game as well. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Schneider trying to get on for the first time, 0 for 2. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Actually got a tiny piece of that, a foul tip, to make it 1-1. This could be the end of the line for the righty Fulmer. Lefty Brock Burke is up in the pen. 1-1. Fastball for strike 1 and 2. Burke has been up since last inning. They considered going to him when the Blue Jays had 2 on with 2 outs in the 5th, but left Fulmer in, and he's a strike away from getting through 6. Here's 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets him with the high fastball, and that's 6 innings of 2-run ball for the righty Carson Fulmer. Blue Jays still hold the lead, 2-0, as we go to the 7th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
We're 2menintruck.ca. We've got lots of men and lots of trucks, so get ready to be moved.
Think 2menintruck.ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think 2menintruck.ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, 2menintruck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks, so give us a call today.
If you're looking for a fun day, did you know the day before Monday? It's Junior J Sunday. You can paint your face, come and meet Ace and run base to base. On Junior J Sunday, so many things to do. You can bring your crew and even mom and dad too. Junior J Sunday.
Sundays are for Junior Jays. Get to the ballpark early to enjoy.
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Blue Jays matchup against the Angels. Please take a moment and make sure you have hit that like button down below. We really appreciate every single like. The more likes we get, the more people we have to hang out with us during this baseball game. So please take a second and hit that thumbs up. It is greatly appreciated. I do check the numbers every single day to see how we're trending, and we are trending up, so much appreciated. Now let's get back to the baseball. Let's go Blue Jays. Let's finish strong. Let's take care of the Angels.
For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. He keeps this game tied
on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
7th inning in downtown Toronto, 2-0. The Blue Jays lead the Angels in a pitcher's duel. Here's Bowden Francis back out on the mound. Righty deals to Kevin Pillar. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 83 pitches on the day for Francis, who has struck out 10, allowed no hits, 2 walks, and hit 1 batter. The 0-1. Swing and a foul back, 0-2.
The cool thing about this game is he has shown 0 emotion on that mound so far.
He's a very stoic guy, you know. I think zen is a somewhat appropriate way to describe him.
So him and Carson Fulmer are very different guys.
Very different guys. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 11 Ks for Francis. 3rd time he struck out Pillar today. 1 out.
Yeah, that's the 2nd time that Pillar has had a really awkward swing on a split finger for strike 3. That one right there starts on the inside part and just dips below the bat of Kevin Pillar. He's having a rough day.
A quick out for Francis. That's big with his pitch count at 85 here in the 7th. And now he deals to Anthony Rendon. Bounced it to the plate, ball 1. Rendon a strikeout victim in the 2nd and flied out to center in the 4th. The 1-0. Swing and a foul ball off to the right.
And to be clear, his pitch count isn't elevated. 87 pitches through
6 1/3?
6 1/3. Sorry, I was struggling with my math there.
No, you're all good.
It's not that elevated. It's just the fact that Bowden Francis doesn't really go deep into ball games.
1-1. Swing and a foul off to the right, 1-2. His last start, he set his major league career high with 95 pitches. I mean, you're right. He's not on a high pitch count. Entered this inning with 82 pitches. That's less than 14 pitches an inning through the first 6. 1-2. Up top, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Brian Servin liked that pitch. You could see him pointing at Bowden Francis with his glove hand. It's exactly where he wanted that pitch, just a little bit above the strike zone. Anthony Rendon didn't offer at it.
Here's Francis's 90th pitch of the day. Swing and a foul ball back into the backstop. Bounced off the foot of Rendon before rolling behind him. "90 pitches for Bowden Francis, and 64 of them have been strikes." His 2-2. Just a little bit high, and again, Rendon takes full count.
That ERA of Bowden Francis now below 4. Pretty impressive. He did that pretty quickly, didn't he?
He did. After the first 2 starts of the season, it was way up there. But it has slowly come down the rest of the way. 3-2. Up high, ball 4. It is the 3rd walk of the day now for Francis here with 1 out.
And you could see he kind of got underneath that split finger, and it just floated through the top of the strike zone and ended up and in on Anthony Rendon as Pete Walker calls down to that Blue Jays bullpen in left field.
Could that be a fatigue thing where you get under it?
Definitely. He's also trying to place it and to try to throw a strike because it's a 3-2 count. That's what happens. You get underneath it, you're trying to place it. When you get on top of it, you risk not throwing a strike, but it's still below the strike zone.
First pitch to Matt Theis is lifted to left center field. Dalton Varsho waving off Joey Loperfido makes the catch. And after a long walk, a very quick out for Francis, which is helpful. 2 down now in the top of the 7th. Zach Pop is standing up right now in the Blue Jays bullpen. Hasn't started throwing yet. Francis on 93 pitches. 3 walks and a hit batter is all he's allowed so far. His pitch to Logan O'Hoppe. High ball 1. Next pitch for Francis will match his career high that he set in his last start. He is on an extra day's rest. And he'll step off. Blue Jays bought everyone an extra day of rest 2 days ago when they threw an opener Ryan Burr and then tossed Ryan Yarbrough in for 5 innings against the Angels. So Francis with a little bit of extra time to recover after his last start, pitching well in this one, the 1-0. Check swing roller foul, 1-1. Guerrero holding on Rendon at first. 2-0 Blue Jays, 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Francis kicks and releases. Swing and a foul ball behind the plate, 1-2. "11 strikeouts in the game for Bowden Francis, a career high." His 1-2. Swing and a foul tip. Strike 3. Make it a dozen for Bowden Francis in 7 hitless innings. We go to the stretch with the Blue Jays up 2-0. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. Visit timbermart.ca.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's Building Centre. Visit timbermart.ca.
I am by your side. Got a heart so big, on this you can rely. No mountains too tall for the strong boots to climb. I am by your side.
That was Desjardins Insurance, playing insurance with a heart so big it shows. Tune in for your auto and home coverage at desjardins.com/heart.
Hey, this is Kevin Gosman. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays Baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Home half of the 7th inning, and the Blue Jays still holding on to their early 2-0 lead. 2 in the first has been enough so far for the Blue Jays, although they'll try to add on here against a new pitcher. Lefty reliever Brock Burke makes his second appearance of the series and deals to Brian Serven. First pitch heater, strike one. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. Burke kicks and delivers. Swing and a fly ball down the right field line, slicing toward the seats, and it's out of play.
The Blue Jays saw Burke just a couple of days ago, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits in just an inning of work.
He was the opener for the Angels in Game 1. Had a clean first and then double by Horwitz, double by Kirk, single by Will Wagner. And all 3 of them ended up scoring. Burke making his 18th appearance of the year now. Split between the Texas Rangers and the Los Angeles Angels. ERA over 8. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blows the fastball by Serven at 99. 1 down.
And you have to wonder how a left-handed pitcher who throws 99 miles an hour has an ERA above 8.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty puzzling. Some of it has to do with command. He's walked 11 in under 19 innings. But you do wonder how anyone ever hits this guy. Here's his pitch to Ernie Clement. Swing and a bouncer foul, 0-1. And it really does reinforce that as hard as anyone throws, if you don't locate well, especially these days in the majors, guys will hit 99. Swing and a miss by Clement, though, at 90 there below the zone. 0-2.
I mean, look at Ryan Yarbrough. We saw him a couple of days ago. He diced up.
The Angels.
The Angels. I was going to say the Reds, but it was the Angels.
0-2 pitch low, 1-2.
And he was throwing 83 to 85 miles an hour, but locating that fastball really well. That just shows you that location trumps velocity.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 96 above the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts for Burke, and there are 2 down. Two down now, and Dalton Varsho is up for the Blue Jays. 2-0 Toronto lead, bottom of the 7th. First pitch hit foul, 0-1.
And it does seem like Bowden Francis is going to continue in this game.
There's no one throwing right now in the bullpen, although another interesting development, the skies have opened up here in Toronto. Unexpectedly, some light rain coming down. Here's the 0-1. Varsho shatters his bat on a one-hopper to second. Drury picks it up, avoids the barrel, and throws over to first to end the inning. So a lot going on, and we will see who's coming out for next inning. It's 2-0 Blue Jays going to the 8th. Still no hits right now for the Angels, and Bowden Francis is stepping back on the field. We'll be back after just a couple messages. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
This is John Paul Morosi. Coming up on the next episode of The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Jim Thome.
7th game of the World Series.
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Toronto Blue Jays game. Please take a moment and join the 35,349 subscribers that have done so already and smash that subscribe button. Make sure that bell is turned on so you don't miss it when we go live. We are live for every single Toronto sports matchup. whether it's the Blue Jays, we've got Leaf season coming up. We're doing an Argos game, the Argos games as well, Bills games. Every single game is right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Please hit that subscribe button and join our crew and help us continue to grow. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you very much for joining our awesome community.
Radio on the SXM app, Sirius XM Sports. We're more than just a game. The most important person in sports is you, the fan.
Let me tell you something. I'm a real fan.
And your place for sports talk is Mad Dog Sports Radio, where your voice is heard all day long.
I couldn't wait to get into the truck, turn on 82.
Share the thrill of victory.
The joy, the jubilation. I can't stop smiling.
And the agony of defeat.
When is this franchise going to realize people really care about this?
Passionate sports fans call 888 Mad Dog 6.
You gotta love sports.
Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, or anytime on the Sirius XM app.
Our goal is to win the Super Bowl. That's it for us.
Hear every stop of the 2024 training camp tour on NFL Radio Channel 88, the all-new Sirius XM app.
A Sportsnet Radio Network.
Top of the 8th, Bowden Francis back on the mound for the Blue Jays. Delivers the first pitch of the 8th to Joe Adell, and it's hit back foul, 0-1. Thank you so much for sticking around with us into the 8th inning here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays up 2-0 on the Angels. Toronto has 2 runs on 7 hits today. The Angels no runs on no hits. 0-1 pitch. Adell takes a strike, 0-2. Francis has 12 strikeouts. You got Adell looking in the 5th. The wind and the 0-2. Swing and a foul back into the screen. We weren't sure that Bowden Francis was going to get this opportunity to come back out. He's on 100 pitches exactly now after that foul ball. Previous career high was 95. Another 0-2. Swing and a foul ball into the seats off to the right.
I think John Schneider is just watching Bowden Francis going pitch by pitch. I would imagine he doesn't go over 108, 110. I think you said 110 earlier. That seems about right.
0-2. Down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
But I don't think he's finishing this ball game, regardless of the situation.
It feels unlikely. Genesis Cabrera is loosening up for the Blue Jays in left. 1-2. Swing and a bouncer, foul down the third baseline. Full stretch dive from Clement, but it wasn't necessary as it just missed the bag, and it's still 1-2.
Well, not only has Bowden Francis given up no hits through 7 innings, it's also raining here with an open Rogers Center dome.
It's pretty rare, although I think the rain has almost stopped. It was a very light sun shower, and you can kind of barely see it from our vantage point anymore. I mean, a lot of the fans for about 5 seconds left their seats, and now almost everyone is back sitting down. Still sun over the infield and small parts of the outfield. The 1-2. Swing and a foul ball into the seats. Adell battling here against Francis. He's seen 7 pitches in this at-bat to lead off the 8th.
And this battle here from Joe Adell is not helping Bowden Francis very much. He's now at 104 pitches.
74 of them strikes. 1-2. Swing and another foul back.
Bowden Francis is probably thinking, hey man, just put the ball in play. Either get a base hit or get out. I don't care. Stop fouling balls off.
Francis on the third base side of the rubber. Steps into the wind. Another 1-2. Swing and a fly ball. A mile high to shallow left. Lo Perfido is coming in. Calls off Jimenez, the shortstop, and makes the catch. 1 out.
Leo Jimenez's sunglasses actually fell off of his hat, so Joey Lo Perfido had to deal with those. They were sitting in front of him as he was making that catch. Lo Perfido grabs him and flips him back to Leo Jimenez.
Jimenez will now move into the hole. The right-handed hitter, Brandon Drury, is up. They're playing him to the pull side. Francis winds and delivers home. Called strike, 0-1. Francis on 107 pitches. Delivers the 0-1. Swing and a pop-up. Second base. Davis Schneider calling for it, and he makes the catch. There are 2 outs in the 8th.
I mean, it's pretty incredible to think about. He's 4 outs from throwing a no-hitter, and John Schneider is standing in that dugout thinking, I have to take this guy out. I can't leave him in for another 4 outs. There's no way he allows Bowden Francis to throw 125 pitches. I just can't see that.
He hasn't taken him out yet. I know you're saying he wants to, but he hasn't. First pitch to Nico Cavadas, hit foul, 0-1. It is a little bit different with Francis than, say, a Jake Bloss or some other guys. Francis is not 23 or 24. He has thrown a lot of innings. He's 28 years old, and his next pitch to Cavadas is a called strike. It's 0-2. His 110th pitch just delivered on the outside corner. Fans getting loud at Rogers Center. 2-0 Blue Jays, 2 outs, base is empty, top of the 8th. Francis winds. The 0-2. Swing and a fly ball, shallow left, at low Perfido, who makes the catch, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. 2-0 Blue Jays, still no hits for the Angels. Blue Jays will bat with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. leading off when we return. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
The Blue Jays are inviting you to work from Dome. Put it in your calendar. 307 weekday starts this season. You can work from Dome with friends or coworkers at Rogers Center. It's a game changer. Make the ballpark your office for the afternoon. Work from Dome, 307 weekday starts. Let's touch base. Check out ticket options on BlueJays.com/workfromdome.
I am by your side. Got a heart so big. On this you can rely. No mountains too tall for the strong boots to climb. I am by your side.
That was Desjardins Insurance, playing insurance with a heart so big it shows. Tune in for your auto and home coverage at Desjardins.com/heart.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Springer started right, coming in, leaps and makes the catch, full stretch.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership or the Sportsnet Radio Network. 2-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the 8th inning. 7 hits for Toronto today, none for Los Angeles. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. leads off against new pitcher Victor Medeiros. Right-hander kicks and delivers, and Guerrero swings and drives one. Center field. Pilar going back. Out of here. An absolute rope by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 414 feet out to center field, and the Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead.
Well, Vlad certainly hit that one on the screws. A line drive to center field. Kevin Pilar sprinting back towards that fence, and it just goes over the fence in center field. What a swing from Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Now Spencer Horwitz up. Medeiros trying to regroup. Gets a swing and a miss off Horwitz, 0-1.
And Ben, I don't know if you've looked into that Blue Jays bullpen, but there's no Chad Green.
Bowden Francis went to sit. We saw at the break. No one came up and shook his hand. No one said anything to Francis. The 0-1 is hit foul, 0-2. And so that would at least seem to indicate that he's got a very good chance to come out for the ninth.
Well, Chad Green is standing up. He doesn't have a jacket on. There is a ball in his hand. But I think they're just going to go pitch by pitch. That's what I would do if I was John Schneider.
Home run by Guerrero does help the decision a little bit. Any more cushion you can get. And this is a raucous atmosphere today at Rogers Center. 0-2. Horwitz takes inside. Obviously, with Francis throwing 8 no-hit innings so far, that has the crowd energized. Guerrero just homered. Blue Jays have been leading the whole day. Medeiros is 1-2. Horwitz hits it back into the screen. Not the headline, but the Blue Jays did just homer in a 13th straight game now, which is their longest streak since 2019.
And it was an absolute rope. That's a Vlad swing if I've ever seen one.
1-2 pitch down and away, 2-2. For Guerrero, his 27th homer of the year, so he now has more home runs this year than he did all of last year, and there are still 30 games to play. More than 30. 2-2. Swing and another foul ball hit off to the left.
Bowden Francis is indeed just sitting in that dugout, nobody around him, not talking to anybody. That tells me he's coming back out.
2-2, hit on the ground sharply, but right at the second baseman, Drury. Up with it to throw to first in time, 1 out. Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman, he's Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host, Nick Blackmore, our producer, Luke Swadron and Tom Young, our technical directors. Show Ali and Daniele Franceschi have Blue Jays talk coming up after the game. Pitch to Joey Loperfido is hit down the left field line, slicing and foul, 0-1. New baseball for Victor Medeiros, who's the new pitcher this inning. Right-hander making his 5th Major League appearance and 2nd of this season. Only 23 years old. He gets a swing and a miss from Loperfido. 0-2. Medeiros from Cuba, but moved to the United States as a kid. Played at the University of Miami, then transferred for his final season to Oklahoma State. 0-2. Low, a ball and 2 strikes. Loperfido with 2 doubles and a strikeout. Medeiros set on the mound. 1-2 pitch. Bounced it to the plate. Three 3-0 Blue Jays. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Base is empty. Two. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Beat him on a fastball low, and there are 2 outs.
That was a great fastball from Medeiros. 98 miles an hour with some sink. At the bottom of the strike zone, just sunk right underneath the bat of Joey Loperfido.
2 outs now in the 8th. Bowden Francis continues to sit alone. Nothing like a hoodie or anything else over top of the jersey right now. Swing and a miss by Leo Jimenez here, 0-1.
Two pretty exciting games in a row.
Blue Jays with the comeback yesterday. We're down 4-0 at one point, won 5-4. Walk-off homer by Addison Barger. 0-1. Swing and a foul ball down the right field line deep, 0-2. And then today, great pitching both sides, and Bowden Francis has not allowed a hit through 8 innings. Looks like something got into the eye of the catcher, Logan O'Hoppe, maybe some dirt or a rock. So they call time. He is wiping his right eye right now. Adjusts the mask and gets back in the crouch. 2 outs and the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a chopper back to the mound. Charging, Medeiros gloves it underhanded, throws over to first, and that's the inning. The Blue Jays extend their lead on the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. home run, and we go to the 9th at Rogers Center. Bowden Francis going up the stairs and out of the dugout, 3 outs away from history. We'll be back in a sec. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Everything a football fan needs is on the SiriusXM app. The biggest college football games.
Holy smoke!
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Blue Jays matchup against the Angels. Please take a moment and make sure you have hit that like button down below. We really appreciate every single like. The more likes we get, the more people we have to hang out with us during this baseball game. So please take a second and hit that thumbs up. It is greatly appreciated. I do check the numbers every single day to see how we're trending, and we are trending up, so much appreciated. Now let's get back to the baseball. Let's go Blue Jays. Let's finish strong. Let's take care of the Angels.
Minutes. Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter. It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances. And a high drive, deep right center. It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio. Every night on SiriusXM Channel 89 and every morning on the SiriusXM app. Nothing matches the passion, the excitement, the history-making moments of college sports. And nobody takes you inside the greatest campuses and stadiums across the country like SiriusXM College Sports Radio. Listen to all of the play-by-play action, expert analysis, and in-depth interviews with your favorite team. No matter the season, we have something for you. Your home for all things college sports is on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
The Blue Jays are in flight, leading 3-0.
Blue Jays fans, this is Ross Atkins, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on SiriusXM.
9th inning at Rogers Center. Bowden Francis on the mound with no hits allowed through 8. Facing the top of the order for the Angels, the righty deals a 1-0 to Taylor Ward, and it's hit foul, 1-1. 3-0 Blue Jays. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. And Francis, on 113 pitches here, looks for 3 more outs in the 9th. 1-1. Swing and a foul into the netting, 1-2. Taylor Ward is one of 4 base runners for the Angels today. He was hit by a pitch. Other than that, 3 walks. The wind and the 1-2. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sections of the crowd already on their feet. They know what's going on right now in the 9th inning. 2-2. Down and away, ball 3. Chad Green is up in the Blue Jays bullpen. Bowden Francis almost at 120 pitches. 3-2. Swing and a fly ball deep left center. Varsho going back near the wall, leaps up, and that ball is gone. Taylor Ward with a solo home run breaks up the no-hitter in the 9th and gets the Angels on the board. But the fans will get on their feet and clap for Bowden Francis, who went 116 pitches before giving up a run.
Well, here comes John Schneider, but that was an incredible performance. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. comes over and rubs his head, and listen to this crowd.
Schneider out on the mound talking to Francis. He'll pat him on the chest and take the baseball. 8+ innings of 1-run ball for Bowden Francis. Only the 12th Blue Jay ever to take a no-hitter to the 9th inning. and he just misses out on history. A phenomenal performance zone as Chad Green enters. Let's go over to today's host. Here is Show Ali.
Thank you very much, Ben and Chris. A historic performance indeed from Bowden Francis. We'll certainly talk about it on Jays Talk after this ball game. Daniele Franceschi is here with me at the Rogers Center. He and I will take your calls and texts after the final out. 590-590, name and location. That is the People's Text line. Standard message and data rates may apply. I'll also throw out the numbers for you to call after the final out. Yeah, I can only guess what we're going to talk about tonight. All right, let's check the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. In the NFL, a minor trade to report between the Bears and Browns. Chicago acquiring defensive tackle Chris Williams and a 2025 7th-round pick. Cleveland, meanwhile, on the other end, acquiring a 2025 6th-round pick, so a depth trade. Some injury news from Cowboys camp. They will be without All-Pro cornerback Deron Bland for 6 to 8 weeks because of a stress fracture in his foot that requires surgery. Bland, of course, last year led the NFL in interceptions with 9 and is the NFL's single-season pick-6 record holder with 5, also coming last season. We also have some preseason results to discuss in the NFL, also the final week of preseason across the league. Panthers at Bills, Carolina narrowly edging Buffalo 31-26. Not many of the Bills starters played in this one, but the Panthers did send out Bryce Young. He went 6 of 8 for 70 yards and a touchdown. Elsewhere, the Lions beat the Steelers 24-17. Detroit did not start any regulars, but the Steelers played both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Neither of them played that much. Fields went 3 for 4. Wilson went 2 for 2. Other finals around the league: Texans beat the Rams 17-15. Vikings smashed the Eagles 26-3. And Ben Schulman's Packers thumped the Ravens 30-7. Blue Jays baseball brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Back to the action. Here's Ben and Chris.
Thank you, Show. Chad Green on for the Blue Jays after the no-hitter is broken up. Green on for the save. Gets a swing and a miss from Zach Neto to start the appearance. 3-1 Blue Jays. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 9th inning. Green is 13 for 13 saving games this year. 0-1. Bounce the slider, a ball and a strike. One. Swing and a bouncer back to the mound. Picked up by Green. Underhand flip to first. 1 out. Well, Chris, the first and only Blue Jays no-hitter was thrown on September 2nd, 1990. Dave Stieb threw it in Cleveland. And we're just going to have to wait a little bit longer for the next one.
Well, it's been a while, and I was really looking forward to the second one. Bowden Francis, what a performance. 8+ innings, just that 1 hit, 1 earned run.
Kevin Pillar up to the plate now, takes the ball low, 1-0.
I mean, the coolest part about all of this is he's come out of nowhere, right? His last 3 starts, because of the split finger, he is just on another level now.
22 innings where he has allowed 2 runs. 1-0. Hit foul to the right. 1-1. And he carried 11 scoreless innings into this start. So he threw 19 scoreless innings before giving up that homer to Ward. And now people are finally talking to him again. 1-1. Pillar hits it on the ground. Foul, third base side, 1-2.
Well, when Bowden Francis came out of the game, he went and sat on the covered part of that dugout, and John Schneider came over and hugged him and had a lengthy, probably heartfelt conversation with him while he was hugging him. Pretty cool little interaction there between the manager and a young pitcher. Actually, not young, but relatively green pitcher.
Now Chad Green, the veteran, kicks and deals. And it's a foul ball back into the backstop by Pillar.
But he is well on his way to another American League Player of the Week.
Seriously, I mean, if he had thrown a no-hitter, you kind of lock up getting Player of the Week if you throw a no-hitter. But yeah, that is not a bad way to put yourself in the running for another one. 1-2 again. Swinging another foul ball back behind the plate. (3-1) Blue Jays, top of the 9th. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets Pillar to chase the slider down and away, and the Angels are down to their final chance.
And Kevin Pillar is not having a great day. He just struck out for the 4th time, and 3 of those strikeouts have come on really awkward swings. That one right there on a slider from Chad Green, well off the plate. Kevin Pillar just flailing at it.
Anthony Rendon now, the last shot for the Angels. 2 out, spaces empty. Pitch from Green. Fastball at the knees at 97, and it's 0-1. A 1. Outside, ball 1. Back and forth, let's go Blue Jay chants from different parts of the yard. The 1-1 bounces to the backstop, 2-1.
This almost sounds like Angel Stadium last week when there were a ton of Blue Jays fans there, and there were "Let's go Angels, let's go Blue Jays" were battling back and forth.
I think this is just Blue Jays against Blue Jays.
I know, but they're...
I get what you're saying, though. 2-1, inside 3-1. Pretty packed house today. In excess of 35,000 on hand. Blue Jays up 3-1. 3-1 pitch. Line to center field. Hanging up for Varsho. Moves into the gap and makes the catch in right center. And the Blue Jays win the game. Early offense and one of the great pitching performances of the season. Bowden Francis captains the Blue Jays to a 3-1 win with 8 hitless innings before finally giving up a knock in the 9th.
Yeah, you can't say enough good things about the performance of Bowden Francis. Just calm, cool, collected all day long. Yes, he walked 3, but he struck out 12, and that fastball today. I know we've talked a lot about the split finger. Yes, he does have a great split finger now, but his best pitch today was a well-located fastball, 92 to 95, an incredible performance.
Blue Jays take the game and take the series, winning 3 of the first 4 against the Angels. We are going to have one of the Blue Jays join us in just a second. So we will continue talking about this one, Chris, where Toronto got some big offensive performances outside of the great pitching performance by Bowden Francis. We've said it plenty, but another great day for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He comes up with a double, a walk, and a home run in 4 plate appearances.
Yeah, and that home run in the 8th inning was probably important for Bowden Francis to be able to come out in the 9th inning, kind of calm John Schneider's nerves just a little bit. I know that he was anxious to yank him out of that ball game, especially with that elevated pitch count. And to get the lead up to 3-0, that probably calmed John Schneider just a little bit.
And I believe now we are being joined by Joey Loperfido, who had a big day for the Blue Jays in their win. Joey, it's Ben and Chris. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, the storyline of the game, he's out on the field right now. Bowden Francis takes a no-hitter into the 9th. What was it like to watch that from left field and to watch him in between innings in the dugout?
Yeah, that was awesome. He was dealing, looked super composed all day. Felt like he executed well and made some pitches in some tough spots that resulted in a pretty awesome start. That was special. It was fun to watch.
Joey, what's been the biggest difference between you over the last week and a half and your first couple of weeks here?
Sorry, I just got water dumped all over.
That's okay.
No, I would say I've just been, working really hard with Matt and the whole hitting staff to work on some adjustments. Some stuff that we talked about that felt like could put me in a much better spot to have success and compete every at bat. So really credit those guys and credit the other guys around me, George and all those guys for keeping me positive during a tough stretch. But just been working hard and nice to come through for the guys in spots like this.
Last one for you, Joey. The team picks up a series win here with 3 wins in a row against the Angels. A lot of people talking about the energy that they are seeing from the outside looking in. What's it been like in the clubhouse and around the team as you guys have gone on a bit of a run here with a lot of new players coming in?
Yeah, it's been fun. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we're having a pretty great time playing in front of these fans every night. So we're having a good time and enjoying it. And so is DeMarlo, who's standing right here.
Well, it's been a lot of fun watching you, Joey. Thanks so much for joining us, and congrats on the win.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That is Joey Loperfido, who doubled twice today and drove in a run to help the Blue Jays win 3-1 over the Los Angeles Angels. We're going to take a quick step aside, wrap this one up, and then get you over to Blue Jays talk on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Blue Jays win 3-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
We're two men and a truck. So, you're moving to a new home, and all that's left to do is to call a mover you know you can trust. Well, naturally, you think two men and a truck, since you know they have lots of men and lots of trucks. They'll wrap, pack, and move everything you own. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. For a free in-home estimate, call today. We're two men and a truck.
Two men and a truck, the movers who...
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us for this Toronto Blue Jays game. Please take a moment and join the 35,349 subscribers that have done so already and smash that subscribe button. Make sure that bell is turned on so you don't miss it when we go live. We are live for every single Toronto sports matchup. Whether it's the Blue Jays, we've got Leaf season coming up. We're doing an Argos game, the Argos games as well, Bills games. Every single game is right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Please hit that subscribe button and join our crew and help us continue to grow. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you very much for joining our awesome community.
Until the end of 2024. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for fixed rate pizza. Lock in yours today.
Pizza.ca. This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
That ball is gone. Third home run in 4 batters for the Blue Jays.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Rogers Center, where the Blue Jays just put the finishing touches on a series-clinching win. They defeat the Los Angeles Angels 3-1, take the first 3 games in this 4-game set, and it was another fun one today in downtown Toronto. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. We are going to get to the biggest storyline of the game in a sec, but first, Chris, the Blue Jays, whose bats had been doing pretty well over the last couple weeks, carried that into the early innings of this one. They scored a couple runs early. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Joey Loperfido really in the mix.
Yeah, the thing that I'm really excited about is Joey Loperfido. I knew that he was a top prospect coming over from Houston, and I've watched him pretty closely over the last few weeks. Really hasn't put it together up until the last week or so. He's the full package. When I look at him, he can run, he can play defense. He has the approach where he takes that outside pitch and hits it the other way, and he's really starting to put it together. I think that he was just putting a little bit too much pressure on himself earlier on when he came over. And you heard him in that interview. He's working with Matt Haig. He's working with guys behind the scenes. And I've heard a lot of good things about his work ethic, about how excited he is to be here. And he's really proving himself on the field now.
Those early runs can do a lot to help a pitcher. Maybe he didn't need it today, but Bowden Francis really cruised along with that lead after striking out the side in the top of the first before the Blue Jays scored. He had a shaky second inning, walked a pair of batters, but absolute cruise control after that. Went through the third until the sixth, facing the minimum, did walk another batter in the seventh, and on over 110 pitches, Francis came out for the ninth inning. But before that, we go back to the seventh, where he delivered today's play of the game. His 1-2. Swing and a foul tip. Strike 3. Make it a dozen for Bowden Francis in 7 hitless innings.
Well, he was incredible. We talked about how he needs to pitch this Angels offense before the game, and it's almost like he was listening to us. We talked about the fact that he needs to kind of switch up the scouting report a little bit. These Angels hitters were expecting a lot of split fingers. And what did he do today? He switched it up, and he was really locating that fastball well. The fastball today was his best pitch. I know that a lot of people are going to talk about the split finger, and yes, the split finger was good, but that fastball was exceptional today. He located it well. He located it to the top of the zone. The velo was decent, 93 to 95 miles an hour, but I just love the demeanor out there. This guy wasn't rattled at all. He really didn't even get excited out there, which is crazy for a guy that went into the 9th inning with a no-hitter. But what an exceptional performance, an exceptional 3 last starts for Bowden Francis, and what a great dude. Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Francis does end up working a 3-2 count to start the 9th inning against Taylor Ward, and Ward sneaks one just over the wall in left center field to break up the no-hitter and put the Angels on the board. So Francis was done after throwing 20-plus more pitches than he had ever thrown in a Major League start. Went to 117, I believe, was the final count for Bowden. Francis' previous career high was 95. So he comes out. Blue Jays call on Chad Green, who 1-2-3 gets his save, the 14th save of Green's season in 14 tries, and the Blue Jays pick up a 3-1 win. 1 run on 1 hit for the Angels, 2 errors and 3 left on base. The Blue Jays scored 3 on 8 hits, no errors, 6 left on. The win for Bowden Francis improves his record to 7-3. The loss for Carson Fulmer, he's now 0-5. 14th save for Chad Green. A game that took only 2 hours and 9 minutes because of Francis's really stingy starting pitching in front of 34,011 fans. Toronto again wins 3-1. The Blue Jays now 62-68 after the 3 straight wins. The Angels are 54-76, and Toronto, already having secured their greatest season series against the Angels in their franchise history, will now look to sweep all 7 games that they play against Los Angeles this year. Tomorrow at 1:37, the Blue Jays send Kevin Gausman out to take on Angels ace Tyler Anderson. Local pregame in Toronto will start at 1 o'clock. Blue Jays Talk will follow the broadcast as always. Thank you so much for tuning in to this 3-1 Blue Jays win. For our technical directors, Luke Swadron and Tom Young, our producer, Nick Blackmore, our host, Joe Ali, and my partner, Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. Thanks again to Joey Loperfido for joining us, and thank you for listening. Stick around. Get your calls and texts in. It's a winning edition of Blue Jays Talk with Joe Ali and Daniele Franceschi.
This has been Major League Baseball play-by-play on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app. Why do I love calling this game?
Calling this game?
Calling this game?
Calling this game.
Why do I love calling this game? It's because I get a chance to bring some joy into people's lives.
Anything can happen on a baseball field.
We've got a new game.
It's perfectly unscripted theater.
Everybody on their feet.
Because you never know what you're going to see on a given day.
It is bedlam at the bank as Bryce Harper has put the Phillies on top.
There's just something about baseball on the radio.
Something about the way wood hits leather.
A swing and a drive to deep left center.
The way leather hits dirt.
And he made the play. Oh, my.
The way a deep fly ball sounds like it's about to change history.
High fly ball to center field. It's hit pretty well toward the wall.
Until the cleats hit the grass, hit the crushed brick, and then nothing but sky and a silent crowd.
That ball's high.
Until leather hits leather and 40,000 fans lose their collective minds.
In a perfect symphony of chaos.
He jumped up on top of the wall, balanced himself, and caught it.
The way nothing triumphs a perfectly honest call.
I don't believe what I just saw.
And the way the right voice can make a moment live forever.
Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Outsiders may think this is just 2 teams.
The ball, a bat, and a microphone. But no.
For over 100 years, this has been the soundtrack of the American pastime.
He struck it out looking. It's over. It's over. The Rangers have won the World Series.
The soundtrack of summer. This is Major League Baseball on the radio.
Right now on SiriusXM.
All rise.
Coming in 5.
Get ready to play. 4.
Get up. Get up.
3.
Can you believe it?
Put your seatbelt on.
Wow. Talk about the game and all the stories on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the SiriusXM app.
4:05 p.m. Baltimore Orioles take on the Houston Astros. Orioles on Sirius 210, XM 177 and Internet 842. Astros on Internet 850. National feed on Sirius 99, XM 188 and Internet 963. 4:07 p.m. Oakland A's take on the Milwaukee Brewers. A's on Sirius 211, XM 178 and Internet 859. Brewers on Internet 855. 4:10 p.m. Seattle Mariners take on the San Francisco Giants. Mariners on Sirius 158, XM 180 and Internet 864. Giants on Internet 863. 4:10 p.m. Boston Red Sox take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Red Sox on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 843. Diamondbacks on Internet 840. 4:10 p.m. Miami Marlins take on the Chicago Cubs. Marlins on Sirius 119, XM 179 and Internet 854. Cubs on Internet 844. 6:40 p.m. Pittsburgh Pirates face the Cincinnati Reds. Pirates on Sirius 113, XM 181 and Internet 861. Reds on Internet 846. 7:10 p.m. Minnesota Twins face the St. Louis Cardinals. Twins on Sirius 146, XM 185 and Internet 856. Cardinals on Internet 865. 7:10 p.m. Kansas City Royals take on the Philadelphia Phillies. Royals on Sirius 121, XM 184 and Internet 851. Phillies on Internet 860. 7:10 p.m. Chicago White Sox face the Detroit Tigers. White Sox on Sirius 111, XM 182 and Internet 845. Tigers on Internet 849. 7:10 p.m. Cleveland Guardians face the Texas Rangers. Guardians on Sirius 132, XM 183 and Internet 847. Rangers on Internet 867. Spanish feed on Internet 870. 7:20 p.m. Atlanta Braves face the Washington Nationals. Braves on Sirius 103, XM 186 and Internet 841. Nationals on Internet 869. 8:40 p.m. San Diego Padres take on the New York Mets. Padres on Sirius 85, XM 187 and Internet 862. Mets on Internet 857. 9:10 p.m. LA Dodgers take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Dodgers on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853. Rays on Internet 866. Spanish feed on Sirius 208, XM 175 and Internet 871. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM MLB schedule for Saturday, August the 24th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 2:05 p.m., New York Yankees take on the Colorado Rockies. Yankees on Sirius 208,